every Sunday from noon to 2 on iLive Radio.
Every Friday, take a trip around the world with music from around the globe. Colors of Rhythm with your host DJ Ron John. Fridays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on iLive Radio, iliveradio.com.
Hey, what's going on, everybody in cyberspace? This is The Groove Show with your boy, the crowd pleaser, DJ Mark Anthony. Don't forget, each and every Saturday afternoon from 4 to 6 p.m., we want to put you in the mood for whatever the night has in store. I'm playing only the best feel-good, party rocking, body-shaking music from funk to soul to reggae to R&B, house to salsa, and much, much more. We call it The Groove each and every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. Keep it locked. It's the crowd pleaser, baby. You know how we do. We'll see you on the air. Peace.
Attention all musicians, bands, associations, clubs, and organizations that represent collective styles of music across Canada. Now is the time to rebuild our collective music nation genres like hip-hop, R&B, jazz, soul, reggae, gospel, and more united. The Collective Music Nation is a non-profit organization committed to the development of collective music. Free memberships are available now. The Collective Music Nation. One voice, strength in unity.
Core Platinum, an organization where Indigenous and Black business owners can network, promote, and grow their business. Join their ever-growing Core Platinum website and be seen by customers everywhere. Plus, win jobs posted by interested customers. Looking for a reliable contractor or service? Use Core Platinum's platform to find service vendors, submit service requests, earn referral points, and more. Core Platinum. Sign up is free. Sign up now at mycpg.ca. That's mycpg.ca.
Hey there, this is Gina P. letting you know Thursday, July 28th, I'll be performing live on stage with Omar Lunan and The Recipe, Playlists and Pagers Volume 1, presented by Hughes Room Live at 3030 Dundas Street, West Toronto. Tickets are on sale now. Visit hughesroomlive.com to grab yours today. Come party with us. You don't want to miss this show. See you there.
You're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio. iLive Radio.
The number one hit music station.
You have now reached your destination. Welcome to the EIP Lounge. Everyday, interesting people.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the EIP Lounge. I'm here with my family. Where you guys, family, where you at, man? I see Gems, I see Jareen. Say hi.
There's a miss in front of that, Jareen, please.
Yeah, here we go. It's been a long time coming.
What's up, EIP family? Thank you for tuning in another night. It's your girl, Miss Jareen here.
And it's Mr. I Am, and we have a special co-guest right now.
Co-guest,
co-host. Co-guest host. Sorry, my bad.
Mr. Gems in the building.
Gems in the building. We like to shout out Rooms at this point in time. We couldn't make it tonight, but we know he's here in spirit.
Yes, shout out to Rooms.
All the time.
Yes.
So tonight we have a special guest in the building. He goes by the name of Milo. He said to call him Milo.
Yes.
All right, Milo. We have Milo in the building.
Well stirred, you know?
Well stirred,
you know?
Big shout out to Milo. So if you guys didn't know, tonight we're talking about the seasonal agricultural program.
Yeah.
That the government of Canada has. I think they're having a little party back there. I don't know if they remember we're taping live. Thank you. So, however, this idea for this show came about. I was speaking with Milo and his wife about that open letter that was penned to the government towards the end of August.
Yes.
So some agricultural workers wrote a letter to the government just talking about the horrible situation with the migrant workers. Mm-hmm. So Milo, coming from that background and being a migrant worker before, was just enlightening me on a lot of things. And there's a lot of things, we have this kind of certain idea of of the agricultural workers. I mean, to start, we call them farm workers, right?
Yes,
So we
yes.
have an idea of these farm workers, and he was just breaking down certain things for me. And I'm like, wow, I'd really love to have you on the show just so we can talk about this. 'Cause I don't think a lot of people, either they have a very narrow view of what it is, or they don't care. And so I feel like we just need to share it. So that's the reason for the show today.
Yes.
So again, towards the end of August, I just want to take out my notes here. There was a letter written by some migrant workers in the Niagara region. So if you're not familiar with what actually, you know what? Milo, I'll let you explain. You know what? Before you even explain what the migrant worker program is, let's tell a little bit about yourself.
Yes.
Well, I born in Jamaica,
Right?
Yes.
raised there in a place called Facey. Actually, enough people don't even know where that is.
Right.
If you go to Kingston or Mobile Airport and they ask you where you're going and you say Facey, they have no idea, but it's still on the map. Anyway,
Right.
I was born there. You see the farm work program now. To even get on the farm work program, you actually have to even vote for a MP or a councillor. They don't just get up and just give you
The program. But
like
what is the program though? Like just a general idea of the program. I know because he's very passionate about this. Like
Okay.
he's ready. But just an idea. If someone doesn't know what the farm or the seasonal agriculture program is, just explain it in a nutshell for me.
Well, it's a big business.
Okay.
That's all I can say. Yeah, it's a really big business between the Jamaican government and the Canadian government.
Okay.
Yes, because farm worker doesn't come over here like that. They have to
Right.
sign a contract.
So it's a program. Basically, the agricultural program is where they're taking mainly people from Jamaica that we know of, but there's also other countries that come up here. They work on these farms, whether it be fruit farms, tobacco farms, vegetable farms, whatever type of agricultural work. They work for, there's different type of time periods, but you work for a season and then you go back home and come up again each year, right? That's the gist of it. So I know you're ready to talk.
Yeah.
So you started off right away by saying, and the reason why the letter was written is that somebody had passed away.
Yes.
Someone had passed away on one of the programs in Niagara on one of the farms. So they wrote this letter just to talk about these conditions. So you started off right away by saying it's a big business. Explain that.
Yes, it is a big business because 5% of your earnings go to the Jamaican government. And when I was on the program, they used to take 25% our money, right? So when that money even go to Jamaica, the government use that to buy revenue or whatever he wants, business with that money. So farm worker should even get more respect because they are ambassador for Jamaica because
Right.
they actually bring in
Revenue into Jamaica.
Exactly.
So your wages, the wages that you guys are getting on this program. So how do you even get, so you were mentioning to get even into the program, you have to vote for an MP
You have to vote or somebody that work with the MP.
in Jamaica.
Get some farmer card.
Right.
And they might like you.
Right.
So they might give you a card because they know you are them, know your family and stuff like that.
So in coming up then, do you have to pass certain like fitness tests or like what's the criteria?
Yes. It's called selection.
Okay.
Right? So you get the farmer ticket, then you get a month to go down there to selection. And when you go to selection, they ask you to stretch out your hands and feel if it's
I heard
rough
that,
enough.
so that's true.
Yeah, so if that's rough enough,
You're not
you're not gonna pass. Or
Right.
he told you to bend down and touch your toe. If you hesitate to come up back too quick, then he
that
said you're
means-
not
okay.
fit enough,
Okay.
because the farm work thing, it's a lot of bending of your back and stuff like that.
That almost sounds like those modern day
It
a
is-
modern day slave market.
Well,
No?
it never changed.
Yeah.
It never changed. It's just the chain come off the foot. That's it.
Because in the slave markets of old, they would check your teeth, check your skin, check your
hands too.
check your hands. Are you going to be in the field? Are you going to be in the house? Like determining where to put you. So right from the beginning, it's
Exactly.
the very reminiscence of slavery.
So some of the guys are crying, say it's slavery. They should have known that a long time ago. Because selection is, you know what selection is? To pick out the best of the best, right?
Right.
Okay, so it's pretty much like the government sell us. If so be the case, even though we're getting paid, but
Right.
you know, when farm work come here, they need to realize that they cover underneath the Canadian law also, because the permanent there actually is a temporarily permanent resident of
When you're
Canada,
working here.
in case they did not know. So all law go for them. So if they decide like not to work 7 days a week, they can do it. But the problem is the boss is not going to call them back next year. That's the problem.
Okay.
They can do it,
Right.
but they got to be an issue.
Okay.
They might cuss and whatever, or get the listening officer to move you,
Right.
stuff like that. So, you know, they're kind of scared.
Right.
They want the little money because, you know, Jamaica, there's not much work there because
Right.
the Chinese come there and they bring in their own people. So there's no work for us there, you know. So
Right.
the farm work program help a lot.
Right. Right.
It helps out.
It does help out.
Yes, it does.
So after the selection, then you guys are told like, all right, you're able to go on the program. You mentioned something that I never even thought of, and I mean, you guys can jump in at any time. Is that you have to buy your own ticket in some sense. So even though the ticket is sent for you, it's then comes out of your wages.
Once you go into the program and sign those documents, because they do sign a document,
Right.
saying they're willing to work 7 days a week. They have to remember they did that, right?
Right, right.
So that's a contract. Once you're in a contract, that's, you know, you're pretty much in a contract.
Right.
If you break that contract, you can be sued.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
It's just like a bank. If you borrow money,
And don't
you
pay
have
back.
you have to pay it back, right? So after that, now after the selection, right? We sit there for a long time, like sometime even 4 years.
Oh, really?
So that's why when they said there's 1,000 or 5,000 man down there waiting to come, it's no lie. It's true.
Okay.
So see what they have over the farmer's head. So you see that's cruelty
Right.
to use that over them, like to use that, you know. They're human being and they have family, you know. You can't treat them like that. You know, these farmers, they cannot treat them like that. They need to treat them with respect.
So just for my understanding, what you're saying is that even after the selection, it's not that you're guaranteed selected right away kind of thing. So you could be waiting.
You could be waiting. And listen, there's tons of people that doesn't even go. Some people have to buy them way out.
What?
Yeah.
That's what
What am I hearing right now?
No, that's what I was gonna say.
I'm telling you, some people have to buy them way out, man. Lots of money too. So it's you see where it's going. So if a man can't even work, he can buy himself out, and then he comes here, and then he's gotta say, "Hey, the work is too hard. The work never meant for him." You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of people come here and ball. It's farm work. Remember, you're supposed to be a farmer, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying to justify what they're doing to them, but I'm saying, but if you know farm work, you have to come with a willing mind to actually work. And don't even worry about that because you want something. You want money in your pocket.
Yeah.
You want a roof over your head. You know what I mean? So
No, I was gonna say there, and Milo touched on a point, because there's people that come up here on farmer, but they're not farmers, and they come up here because, and I know what you mean when they're saying they're waiting and waiting and waiting, and when they come here, they run off the farm.
yes.
So because my aunt, she used to work like in the ministry. So when she worked in the ministry, like back in the days when I was growing up, she signed off on a lot of people. She used to send a lot of people up here, and she told them don't come back. Like literally, because she understood, like she saw the other end of it. So like the part that you're seeing, that's in front of you, she sees the other aspect of it. So she knew what a lot of you guys were going through, and a lot of the heartaches and foolishness that you guys were going through.
Yes.
And enough people I know, like family that I know, they ran. As soon as they touched, like 2 months later, they're gone. They gone and they don't come back, and then they apply for status, and because they're not trying to go back home and they're trying to build. No,
some people even run off at Pearson.
Exactly.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you, like they're like have somebody waiting, man.
Of
I'm
course.
telling you, I've seen it happen before.
Of
like,
course.
two guys just like out the door in a car and they're gone. You know what I mean? Like some people just not gonna do the farm work. You know what I mean? They're just not. They didn't build for that.
But they're built to try to find a way to have a better life.
They use it. They use it. They're using their mind and they're using the opportunity.
Exactly.
So farm worker is a great opportunity also too.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like if people smart, they don't complain. They just do what they have to do.
And then just move.
And just move and just get you. You know what I mean? Once they get the right connection, just go, man.
Just go.
Yeah, just go.
So now you're on the plane, you come, into Canada, or I think there's some farm workers in BC. And I hate using the term farm workers because I feel like it's such a label. But there you come and then you, land where you land in Canada and you go to the farm. Tell me what it's like living in some of these conditions.
Well, I'm not gonna really lie. Our house was a good living condition because we kept it that way, because we lived there.
Right.
We cleaned the bathroom ourselves like twice a week.
Right.
So because our boss, he was kind of like clean. He's a clean guy, you know what I mean? He wants, you can't even drop anything on his lawn.
Right.
He'll be pissed off.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? So we kept that place really clean. So I can't even speak on the behalf of that.
Right.
The farm worker who on the farm, they need to take care of their living facility. The boss not gonna come there and clean it for them.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? But some people like, oh, me not clean. That the man they shit in I tell it, me not clean. You see me? Them kind of behavior, they need to left that mentality there somewhere else.
Right.
Because this is where they live. You know what I mean? They have to keep it clean.
But I think, does that come from you guys using the opportunity? Do you know what I mean? And knowing you just kind of have to do what you have to do until you get through?
Yeah, exactly. So what I mean, like, remember, our old people tell we if we want good, our nose have to run. And I'm telling you, my nose run. It really, really run, because those cold days, it really, really cold.
I remember.
I tell you, brother, like, it's really, really rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But-
I remember.
But I already tell myself I wasn't gonna stay for long. You know what I mean? But I didn't say anything to nobody. Like, you have to make your own choices.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
So
what about those horror stories that you hear, like, people are on the farm and there's like 100 men in a one bunk? Maybe not 100. I might be exaggerating.
There's a lot.
yeah,
But there's a lot in
yes,
one bunk.
there's a lot.
And,
yes, you have
you know,
some farm summertime 200 people up on that farm, because if it's apple, it's a lot of guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Apple is a very, very short season.
Right.
Only the guys that come up to prune and all these things, they get a little bit longer. But the
Right.
guys that come to reap is like maybe 6 weeks. Some of them,
So they'll come for 6 weeks and then go back?
6 week. I'm telling you, like 6 week, and they do. And you know what the thing is, like, a man will even have him good job, and he came on farm work, and when he go home, there's no more job.
So he's risking it.
He risk it everything because he want better.
So you
know what I mean?
mentioned something when we were talking, and you were talking about, like, I was talking about how you guys get paid. So you guys get paid minimum wage.
Yeah, we do get minimum wage, but I was working on a farm before.
Yeah.
When we do like harvesting, we get $1 more at the time. So, cause when I started, it was like $8.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, when I started this,
7 days a week.
when I started this,
And at a
program-
hot sun.
Time. Hold on. So let me see what I've learned so far. You got a minimum wage. You get $1 extra for harvest.
Yes.
Okay, $8, and then 25% of your pay goes back to Jamaica.
Home at the time.
So not say home to your family, but to
what they claim that it went into the bank, but I don't think it went to the bank, because sometimes you go down, the money is not even ready as yet. But I know that money went to Jamaica.
And not seen.
So and they didn't even give it to you one time. Sometimes they give you like 3-4 times. So that's how I know like this thing is actually a big business, because they borrow the farm worker money, and instead of standing up for them, they're not going to stand up for them because they benefit from it. So nobody got to fight for them. Nobody.
You got to remember, right? The way how it works. They're in their eyes, they're giving them an opportunity to leave the country, where a lot of people are trying to leave but don't know how to leave. See what I'm saying? Or they don't have family. Their family that do come up here, forget about the family that they have down there. So it is modern day slavery. It's been like that because I know that someone that I'm close with, he came up on farm back in the 80s. So this has been going on
for a long time.
A long time. It ain't nothing. They may have added $1, they may have added a few cents. But literally, it's been going on.
You know, long it's been going on in Canada. I can't speak for America, but I can speak for Canada. 1966.
Yeah.
246. That's what the first men that in Jamaica that start this program.
$8 an hour.
I know the history. You heard about the history, and then when in Jamaica, I don't know if you remember, they burnt in the U.S. during the Christmas holiday. They were trying to go back home, and the owners told them that they're not leaving for Christmas. So I think you know it, and then they burned down the field.
Yeah, like
the Jamaicans. What do you mean they burned down the field? What do you mean, like literally? Because they used to come up on farm work a lot in the U.S., especially in California and Florida, and they were told there's like, I'm only here for this time. I'm going to go back home to my family. They're like, no. And that time was during slavery time.
Yeah, that's why I think the contract need to remove, or some kind of law you need to look at this contract, basically.
And
because,
change it. Or
yeah,
do
it
something
need
to
to
it.
change. Like, the farmer, they do need 1 day to rest, at least Sunday.
Absolutely, because I mean, labor rights, you cannot work 7 as a Canadian citizen.
Yeah.
I am not supposed to work 7 days a week straight. You're legally supposed to have a certain amount of hours of rest
Hear what you said, though.
as a Canadian citizen.
Okay, exactly. When someone comes up as a worker, your rights and their rights are completely different.
No.
And I'm not saying it should, no, but I know what you're saying. But what I'm saying is that what I mean by they're trying to make it everybody with the same rights, but
no, the thing is, the Jamaican does not know their rights in this country. That's a problem. They kept that part from them. Say, hey, you can't refuse, eh? They're not gonna tell them that.
But we know what's gonna happen if they do tell them that, right?
Well, if they not come back next year, then can go somewhere else. As long as they don't break the contract by quitting, then they can have a chance to
Be
go
sent
down
somewhere else.
Yeah, go down.
But
there
don't you think though that the Canadian government should give you guys a certain amount of rights? I mean, I think 7 days is a lot to work straight.
And at $8.
At $8, that was years back. That was when you first came, right? So now what's the minimum wage? I think $15, $14.
You think they're getting 15?
You think so?
I think they're getting 15.
15? Yeah, they have to get the minimum wage, whatever province you're in.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's less than. Like, I mean,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know what? Funny. One time, minimum wage was gonna go up. So right. So the Jamaican who responds for the farmer like, we're gonna raise the money $2.
Right.
You remember when they made that $2 jump?
I think so. A couple years back. Yeah.
Yes. So all the farmers were glad now. Didn't know that it was still automatical. That's what they're going to get. They can't work less than minimum wage.
Oh, so they thought it was an extra $2 for them.
They thought that, but it's for everybody, Canadian and everybody. So
that's sad.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, so they trick them all the time. Like, they need to just wake up, man. Just refuse if they want. They
so another thing you mentioned when we were talking, I'm sorry, I don't know why my eyes watering, but was there's not even, so I know like sometimes when I go on my online banking, there's all these banking programs for newcomers to Canada and a banking program for this and a banking program for that. But you guys don't have a banking program. You guys had to
you
cash sometimes your check at the Western Union.
Yes, that's some. But some people, you can go, any farm worker can go and open their bank account.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That you are a temporary, permanent
But they don't know the
resident
rights.
in Canada. Okay, you can obtain a bank account.
Right.
That's the biggest thing.
But they don't know that.
They do. Some of them do open bank account.
Right.
When I started in Blenheim, I had a bank account.
Okay.
Yeah. So the money would go in the bank account. And
So
then
why
you
are
take
more
out what you
people
want.
opening bank accounts?
Because it's probably harder on Friday to go to the bank to get your money, because it's gotta be like, a little bit slow, and you need to go send a little money, go to Western Union, and you need to go shop, and you need to catch the bus back, go home. You know what I mean? Like, but some of the man them got girls where compete.
We're gonna get to that later. Don't worry. You don't want to touch that. I want to touch that one. That's a whole aspect I want to touch. But you mentioned something. You just said the bus. How come some farm owners are so strict on your hours of that? You're like your personal hours. You know what I mean? So I've known some guys out on the farm. They're like, I have to be back at this time. They can't do this. They can't do that.
Jareen.
Mystery.
Yes,
provoke.
Miss Jareen. Every farmer is his money. Remember that.
Okay.
So, you see, they don't even look at them. Black people been money from long time. I don't know if they can't even pay us.
I like that. That's the quote for tonight. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Black people have been money.
I've been money
We're
from
our own
ever
currency.
since.
Black people have been money. Go ahead.
Could you possibly?
Yes, we've been money. We've been trading on Wall Street for years. We started it as a slave. So if you're comparing one slave money to now, they couldn't even pay us
Right.
to even work.
So the reason why they're so strict is that they don't want to lose you. Because if they lose you, they lose money.
They lose money. Remember, they have the feel outside. Hey, let me tell you something. One morning, a farmer wake up and 6 men gone.
where did this red up and gone?
Beer balling.
No, he started to cry.
A beer balling. We say a beer balling.
Of course.
6 workers gone.
Yeah.
6 worker one time, lick him one time.
That's just money. He just saw money.
And put your hand on your head. Yeah.
So when someone runs off, then what do they do? What does the farmer do? Other than just report? Do they have to pay a fee? I heard the farmers have to pay a fine for anyone who runs off. Is that true?
No, I think he report you missing.
Okay.
So that's why every men that run off have to pay money in Toronto sometime to get their papers, because there's a warrant out for their arrest. So they have to actually pay that money before. Sometimes they even get arrested sometimes. They're like, and then you get bail same time.
So they put a warrant out for your arrest?
You're a missing person.
You know who looks after them? You know who goes after them? CBSA, the Canadian Border goes after the service agency. They have complete jurisdiction over everywhere.
I knew that, but I didn't realize they would put a warrant out.
Problem is, they don't really come and bother you if you're not giving trouble here, right?
Correct.
Or you might in the wrong place at the time where raid, and some farmer run off, where them end up, right? They end up in a certain place where they're not supposed to end up because of the lifestyle that they try to run down. They not try to say, I got better my life as a person, you know what I mean? Like change all my lifestyle and, grow yourself as a man, you know what I mean? Then still to the old mind where them have, you know what I mean? So that's why enough of them get in trouble. Me no man even come back to Jamaica and he's torn out of mind. He's mad. When every time he look up in the sky and see a plane, he ball out.
Really, eh?
He mad.
Because of his experience here.
Yeah, because he have it nice here, but I don't know what he do. And get himself in a trouble. I hear that he get arrested like 3 times. So they decide to say, hey, we give you so many chances, we just gotta just do away with you. And that's it. So for the farmer, them we're gonna run off, just chill and be good and be good to no woman and stay home with no woman and they're all over the place.
Yes, you guys here? Stay home with
and
no
think the
woman.
thing straight out, you see it. So that's why me I tell her like me never run off still.
But you had a plan though.
Right?
You had a plan.
I did have a plan.
That's all that matters.
well, I did have kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I did have kids here.
Yeah.
That's the reason why the boss cut me out because, yeah, he said he looked at me straight because they did like me because I could work, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he looked at me and said, "How many kids you have?" And I said 2. And he said, "I'm not gonna call about next year."
That was it.
And I said, "Okay."
I remember that actually.
Yeah, I
do
didn't
remember
feel
that.
no way because he tell me. So telling me that, he was just telling me like, yo, if you want to run off, your business.
Right.
But me just now call about next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like, okay, I chance it and go home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I did.
You got a lucky one then.
Yeah, I do.
You got a lucky one.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
A lucky farm owner? Or?
Yeah, because none they don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
So,
I seen.
sorry, I'm sorry, Jones. Just so I can understand. So what you did was like he said he wasn't gonna call you back.
Yeah.
And just go from the steps what you did in terms because I think I missed it a little bit because I hear that you said well what it is what it is and then I did this and then that's where I kind of lost it. So
what happened? Somebody told him that I have kids.
Yeah,
Because I didn't tell him for sure. So he come to me and he asked me, do you have kids? How many kids do you have? And I said 2, right? And he said, you know I'm not going to call about next year. I'm like, that's okay. Yeah, I said, that's okay. Because I knew, because somebody kind of actually told me already, you know what I mean? Say, he was asking. You know?
So I guess what I want to know is
you know
like
what? Before you continue, let's call the other part of the reason of because that has to work in with.
Okay.
And I know she's gonna be mad at me, Miss Milo. Come here, please.
Miss Milo in the building.
Mrs. Milo in the building. Come on over here, because I think this is part of where you're getting to his journey.
Yes.
This is Mrs. Milo.
Yes.
So this is the mother of the 2 children.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he, continues. So he went back home.
No, okay, so home back. JA or
Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I even try if he even get a visa, and they wouldn't let me. They tell me some my ties is too strong in Canada. I won't come back.
But wouldn't you think that's the reason he should get a visa?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to understand, right? So he said, "All right, I'm not call you back." You could have.
I could have run off.
You could have run off if you wanted to.
He's just trying to tell me that, like, yo, if you want to go, go. To me, that's how I look at it. Because I look on things deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't skim things off at the top. I just go deep. So I realized, like, yo, this guy, like, actually, like, telling me, yo, if you want to run off, just go.
So then, were your kids up here or
they were
up?
Yeah.
Okay.
They was born here.
So I know you say you didn't,
But
not
the
to
question
run,
is, why didn't
but I
you?
want because that's my question. Because if you're here already and all you have to do is go to Miss Milo, why would you head back to Miss Milo's there? Like yes,
to get my fears in order. I got a house there, man. So I got
okay.
See,
okay.
This program actually, I build my house out of this program. So a lot of farm worker that doesn't have anything, there's something else because farm working thing is a society. You have gambling, you have drinking, you have man doesn't learn anything, and man that wastes their money same way. Mine even girl up here. Man take them whole of them money and give it to girl up here and go back down with nothing. So you see that 25% money was a kind of good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Because when you go down, you still have the little money they could have leaned on. But right now, I heard them change it. So they're giving everybody everything in them hand.
Okay, so you see, that's what I wanted to understand too, the 25%, because you send it back to Jamaica. I'm thinking that Jamaica out of whole take it or something like that, and then you
I think
still
they
get
take
paid.
it and then you eventually get it.
You get it back.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
you get it back. No, you
you
get it
back. Okay.
But we don't know, because sometimes we don't know the full currency or what.
Oh, with the exchange.
But what they'll do, they'll give you a
And
letter.
yeah.
How much that actually sent down. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? But
yeah.
who knows? We don't know. We don't know what the full back be. We not see. Like, if we pay a stamp up here with a show like, yo, this a money here, go there, sir, and you go there, sir, and you go there, sir. It's not like that. We just know say 25% of where we work go back home at the time. You know what I mean? And I heard it's even changed now. Because the farmer them have to pay $2 a day. Half of the money where them get, they go towards facility and whatever.
So like insurance kind of thing.
So it's $13 an hour, and then 25% of our. No, you're getting the whole of it. So $13 an hour is.
No, $2 a day.
Oh,
so
$2 a day.
Yeah,
$2 a day.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
$2 a day. That's messed up.
Yeah, $2.
So he had his house, and that's why he went back home.
So if you have like 30 farmers, do the maths. He's making good money.
Already, after making money from having them there.
Saying, I'm making money off of them at the same time, and I start them at the same time.
So back to you before we get to that. So you went back home because you had to get your affairs in order, as you said. And then Mrs. Milo was traveling back and forth.
Oh, yeah, she fly down, man. Big her up, you know.
Big up Miss Milo.
Yeah.
Enough times. And then you guys decided to continue. You want to continue, Miss Milo? No, don't be shy.
Then we decided to get married.
Right?
And then the rest is history, 14 years.
14 years.
Nice.
14 years.
We're still going.
Right. So that's how you came up here.
Yep.
And I used to laugh sometimes because Miss Milo would be like, Shereen, do you think he really likes me? And I'm like, listen, you're a lot. He actually does. Because he could find anybody else that's not a lot. He can find anyone else that, you know what I mean, doesn't cause as much trouble as you and be okay. You know? So the fact what?
It jumps.
I feel like that's a I'm gonna take that personal. So I feel like I used to tell them all the time.
Sorry.
I used to tell them all the time that, you know, that it was because as you were talking about the girls and stuff earlier, there's this big stigma around farm workers. Let's talk about it, right?
Okay.
There's this big stigma around farm workers that they come to Canada and they find a woman just to get married, and then they get married, and then they run off again once they get their papers, right?
Okay.
That's what the stigma is.
Yes, but
right?
All right. You know what? Look here now. Look here. I never met Karen on a farm.
Miss Milo.
That's a problem.
Right.
Right? I never met her on a farm.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, how can you marry to somebody that come on the farm and would even sleep with like 3, 4, 5 person on the farm?
Mm-hmm.
I know what. I know. One woman is like 7 person that he slept with. Like when guys actually start counting and say me too. You know what I mean?
Right.
How can you marry to that person and be faithful to that person?
You can't.
You can't.
Mm.
You already know what she is all about.
Mm-hmm.
So they did this to themselves, and not the farmer did this to them.
They did it to themselves.
They did it to themselves.
Shake my hand, sir. Shake my hand. Tell them.
Our story is very different.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh no. That's obvious. that's way obvious. Yeah, that's obvious.
But what he said
It's
is
true.
all facts.
Yeah, it's just facts. I'm just telling you that.
So we were not to look at it from that end.
You can't look at that from that
because
respect.
I'm gonna say let's say I know 5 stories of, you know, people who married. So I maybe know 1 relationship that really worked, 1.5, because 1 is in the process, right?
Okay.
And that's yours and my other friend who, you know what I mean. All the other ones, they came, did what they had to do,
gone,
and then gone.
Yeah,
And
but
then left.
they don't realize that these Jamaicans, you know, they're smart. They're really, really smart. Some really not, but some of them are smart. Like some will wait it out, because women actually married to them and do a whole heap of things, you know.
Yeah.
Remember one time me went to Linden Mall in Brantford, and this farmer was like reason with us, and he must say, yo, when him run off with the woman, everything was good because it was like warm and nice, right? And the man say, when the snow start fall, right? The woman come out naked and say, "I have to eat the thing," and he decided, say, "Nah, eat the thing," you know,
and she kicked him out.
Kick him out. You must hear the story. I tell you, the man have to pack up in things and move out.
They're hostage.
So what me I tell you?
Say they're hostage. The man.
How them gonna expect somebody gonna be loyal and faithful to you when you do wickedness to him and expect not to get back wickedness?
Preach.
Yeah. That's the way it is. You done wickedness to the man, like enough farmer go through hell just because they want a better life.
I'm just asking a question. This is just a podcast. Just asking a question.
I'm just saying.
So maybe do you think that some of these farm workers need to make better choices?
Well, them have to be a bad boy like
No, I'm
me.
just, you know what I mean? All of them. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to be a bad boy like you?
Yeah, them have to be a bad boy.
I'm just
like
saying,
me.
I think that maybe better decisions could be.
Yeah.
Miss Milo is.
No is no for me. And
Hold on one second. It's kind of hard to make a better decision when it's only a certain amount of things are presented to you at the time. You just gotta pick. It's like the old saying, "Stick to the evil that you know." It's just that you're just picking, and hopefully you can tolerate the one that you're picking, and they're gonna do right by you. But what Milo's telling you, not you going through it with Miss Milo, you guys are being great, but I've seen that story. I've heard it. Beer man are saying they get caught. So when they run and they find their woman and they get a hostage, it's a problem.
Man. Tell them, man.
Yeah. So
Again, just a podcast. So these are just questions. As we're talking about stigmas. And you know, Miss Milo is my friend. I love her. But I find that, right? So you're talking about treatment, that a lot of the women that the farm workers are picking up are normally
crazy.
Not crazy, but not black. I'm just putting it out. It's just a podcast. I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
I get it.
And they're not black. They're not Jamaican. They're not from the same culture.
Jeremy.
Very different culture.
Jeremy.
I'm just saying.
Still a woman.
What you know? You're not married to a farmer.
Who, me?
Few black people do it. Not much.
Because I'm afraid that you guys are gonna run off.
No. It's not.
No.
Yes, it's you know. It's the way you guys think.
You're agreeing, Miss Milo? Yeah.
Well, not a lot of black women really go for farmers.
They're not.
It's going to be the non-black women.
You can say white women.
So, like, it's going to be the white women
Caucasian.
that are, I want to say, you know, maybe lower self-esteem.
Yikes.
Maybe not so economically
stable.
Right. Right. And they'll give it a chance. Because think about it, a lot of these Jamaican guys too, these, not just Jamaicans, but farmers in general, you know, they're very good looking, they're very fit, you know, everything. And then you've got these women
Stud.
that are not so
They're usually they're usually larger white women that
Yes,
but they go to the farm.
that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
They go to the farm.
Wait,
and they-
hold on. Hold on.
Hold on.
Let the record reflect. I just need confirm.
Yes.
For me, Miss Milo, that wasn't your situation
No.
at all.
No.
It was a different.
Yes.
Yes. We
So-
met somewhere else.
Okay.
Not on the farm. I had
Okay.
never gone to
And
anything
she's
of such.
indigenous.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So I never did any of that. And when we met, I knew who he was, like in terms of, you know, what his status is here in Canada. And I was like, no, probably not. Like, don't ask me for papers, don't ask me for kids, don't ask me for marriage, and all of this. And he pretty much said the same thing to me.
Oh,
but then
don't ask him for papers either.
Right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
He said,
I don't ask.
he said the same thing.
I never ask. I
Meaning,
never ask
like,
for it.
you know, he doesn't want papers, he doesn't want kids, he doesn't want marriage. We were just gonna, you know, just hang out.
Yes.
But 14 years later, it's a bit more than that. Right?
Yes.
So, yeah, our situation was different. It's not that I met like that.
Okay.
So why? Okay, so now I'm trying to think. So why? But I think the reason why Black women are not going to the farm, and I mean there are a few Black women that go to the farm.
No.
There's a few.
Don't get me wrong.
There's a few.
But what
There's a
about
few.
yes? There is.
Right.
Some of them big, some of them nice looking, but they're the party. Remember, you know, if a woman live in a city and him run through the whole of the city, nobody no want them.
Facts.
Nobody no want them, you know.
Right.
So them have to go somewhere else where nobody know them for be somebody.
So that's why the Black women, if they go to the farm, go to the farm.
They just can't get nobody here. They're just looking for somebody.
And then they think they're better than the farmers.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
I'm seeing my own two
Hey,
eyes.
listen.
my own 2 eyes.
If them have to come and visit the farmer, that means that the farmer very important, you know.
Of course, man.
Okay. I just think, because I'm not going to lie, I do have it in my mind that I would not, like if I was to meet someone right now.
Jerry, me know that. You not tell me that, me know that.
But that's the point, right, Milo?
Yeah.
I think that's the point. You know what? Yeah, that's the point that you're making.
Yes.
Our own woman will not pick up a farmer.
They won't help us. But at the same time, when them see we with a white girl, watch him now. Look upon him.
And there's a problem with that.
It's what I say. Why are you mad? Why are you mad?
Why you can't be mad.
You should be mad because you're not helping me.
Guys.
You're not
Exactly.
giving me paper.
All right then,
Guys.
Who the hell are you?
Exactly.
That should be another episode, but we need to get back on track.
Yes, to get back on track.
Because we have a couple minutes left about the whole farming
Well,
system.
I guess,
and
I mean,
whatnot.
shout out to those women that go on the farm.
Yeah,
Indeed,
and pick up the
indeed.
farmer, because big up
But
the
that
farm.
could be an episode. We could do part 2, and we could say love on the farm or not. You know what I'm saying? So that could be something else. But
big girl need loving too.
I'm done. Dream, yeah. Moderate, please.
I can't. Well, thank you, Miss Milo, for sharing.
Yes.
Sharing a bit of your history with me, or with our listeners.
Yes.
So with this open letter that's been written, you know, you talked a bit about what the farm is like. We didn't get to talk about maybe some of the health conditions. Do you guys get health cards? Are you covered by OHIP?
Yes.
Or by whatever province?
We do get health card.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you have access to, now what about access to something like dental? Is that covered?
I don't even quite sure about
No?
dental. I think you have to pay for that.
Okay. Miss
Yes.
Milo's saying you have to pay for it. You
Yeah.
can use up the mic. Yeah, you have to pay for it?
Yeah, I think
So is there an insurance that you guys can take out?
I know that what happened if you actually go to the doctor and pay money, you send the receipt to the liaison officer. So they are the one who probably control the insurance.
Okay,
money,
that's on
you
you,
know what I
okay.
mean? So would send that money in, and that money would return to us by a check.
Okay. So you would end up being reimbursed for that.
Yes.
Okay. And then what about things just like food and clothes and what?
Jerry, that's all on us.
Everything.
Everything on us. Food,
Yeah.
clothes.
They don't provide anything.
No. Even listen, when you come and you land after the bus and you reach home, the other day the boss give you maybe like 200 or 260 bucks.
After the whole summer or after your whole time here?
No, after you arrive, right? Because you come and you don't have any money.
Right.
So give you some money, and then what happened? As you keep on working.
It comes out of your...
He pull that money out.
Yeah.
He's not
So by the
giving
time
it
you're
out
done,
for
you
free.
guys are ending with nothing.
Yeah.
With very little.
If you even come brand new,
Mhm.
out of that money you have to buy shoes, and you probably want to hook up on phone planner.
So
and
not
something
even
like that.
shoes to work out in the fields.
Listen, you have to pay for that.
So, okay, not to sound greedy or whatever the case, but in regard, going back to the food aspect of things,
Mhm.
do you guys how do you guys cook your food? Are you allowed to use the kitchen or?
Yeah, of course. Nobody really stop you from using the kitchen. You know what I mean? You just have to probably wait your turn because there's so many people. You understand? Can you imagine like 16 person and you only have a 8-burner stove? So some of you cook, I remember you cook more than one pot, right? Because you cook the rice pot or the dumpling pot and then you cook the meat pot, right? So a 2-pot that I run. For you one, you understand me? As I say, sometimes what happened, no man would come together.
Yeah, that's what I was about to.
3, 4, 5 man come together and cook, but sometimes things break away. You know what I mean? Like, and some man will like cook on him one, cause guess what? He cook today and I cook back till on Thursday. You know what I mean? Like 7 days, sometimes 7 day party. You know what I mean?
Toiletries, food, clothes to work in the fields, everything is on you guys.
Yeah, man. Well, the only thing he provide is
shelter,
stove. He provides stove, shelter, water, and all these things, and maybe the O for your war and
That's
them
it.
thing there. Everything else depend on you. Food. If you even thirsty out there and want water, that depend on you. If you go out there and no water, well.
So they don't even provide water in the fields?
Well, maybe some farmer do.
Yeah.
Because when I was working in tobacco,
Yeah.
the guy he used to bring like juice box and give us, and maybe like cut up watermelon and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna really say he was a bad person, you know what I mean? So some are good and some are bad, you know what I mean?
But it almost sounds like you had almost a good experience.
Yeah,
better than most.
The living condition wasn't bad, but like the working part was like really rough. That part was like really rough because the road them really long, and it's not fair for a man burning back two miles. May I tell you, sometimes these roads, I think they are 2 miles.
And you just bent over walking from bush to bush or whatever you're picking or whatever you're doing.
Cutting broccoli, right? And everyone in your row ready. And him not slow down the harvester and keep on going.
So
you have to keep up. Either you left some of the broccoli or you cut the whole of them.
as you say that too, so now all these things that are happening and this letter is written to the government, what do you think, as we're nearing the end of our time quickly, what are some of the changes that you think could take place?
The contract need to change. That's where it is. That's what they have over them.
On the Jamaican end or on the Canadian end?
Well, it's a contract between two parties. Yes. None of the government got to say anything.
Right.
Because Canada is benefit. Remember, it's two structures that actually hold up Canada: gas and farming.
Right.
So it's a big business, and you need labor because Canadian is not gonna go in the field and cut it
whatsoever.
Yeah, they're not.
So what happens if you guys boycott?
If boycott, then this is what I have to tell Canada: eat what you grow and grow what you eat.
And that's it.
Yeah, there will be no food on shelf.
But do you think they'll make changes then at that time?
Well, to what's going on right now,
You don't think
we don't
so?
even know what's going on because this could be a part of the scamming, to shut farming down.
Oh, this open letter, you think? They might use
We
this?
never know where it's coming from or who write this thing. Is maybe they start in trouble within the farm worker and blame the farm worker to shut down all of this program. Because what I heard that they didn't hire no farm worker till I think it's 2023. I don't know.
Like for the rest of the year?
For the rest of the year.
That they stopped?
They stopped.
Which means that our produce prices would go up.
Yeah,
Right?
that's why everything, because even a lot of the farm workers, they don't come because they don't want to take the vaccine either. So only who take the vaccine pretty much is here.
Oh, so talk on that. So you need to have the vaccine to come up.
I think so.
So do you think they lost out on a lot of farm workers because of that?
A lot of farm workers just don't want to take it. I don't know.
That's another conversation too.
That's another conversation too. I mean, this is our pro. This is food that we eat. You know what I mean? And we already know that the price of food right now, it's so expensive right now. Produce is so expensive.
I think Canada, and especially Jamaica, got to do better.
Yeah, they
got to do better.
Yes, they have to.
They got to do better. I mean, they should have, like, in my opinion, in Jamaica, let the farmers know what they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And just don't have them lined up and just, you check them out to see and if they can do the work and then the selection process and then you wait another 4 years. Like,
I wait 4 years.
Oh, you wait 4 years.
I wait 4 years.
But I mean, overall, they should have it should be like a program to say, hey, listen, this is what you're gonna get yourself into.
Yeah.
This is what the requirement is.
Mm-hmm. What I think can be done is somebody get their own money, do their own medical, apply to the Canadian embassy, get the permit, come here and work, and then he and the boss would work it out. Like, if you got on my property, I want this amount, but he's actually independent a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
independent contractor
is an independent contract. That's where I think farm work should actually head. It would be very, very better. So
but everybody would have to get like a HST or GST number and everything. And
they do. Yeah. We have a temporary social security number. So I'm telling you, it's no joke. Farm worker pay into pension. They pay into EI. They pay everything that Canadian pay.
They pay into EI and get no EI.
That's the problem. If you guys got to take money from the farm workers and don't want to give them back, you shouldn't take them in the first place because you already know that they came from Jamaica. So when they go home, they should be able to apply for EI, and once they're home, they should get that money.
Any seasonal worker up here, that's what happens.
But we never get no money. Not once we ever get EI.
Quickly, James.
No, I was just gonna touch on what Milo said. I wouldn't expect them to get EI, and it's not just being rude or any disrespect or anything like that. It's because that's one of the loopholes they have when it comes onto the system. On how they set it up, right?
That's why I'm trying to tell you, say it's a business, and who benefit from it? The government, the two governments benefit from it. Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? And
think about all those farm workers that come here.
Mm-hmm. Like Jamaica as a whole, you got to remember, right? It's not new. It's just new to people that brought light to it. Mm-hmm. But this is another form of, once again, it's a modern day slavery. You got to keep that in mind, right? And you got a lot of people have to keep remembering that it was our own kind that sold us on the second wave of slavery that brought us originally over to the Caribbean islands, to the U.S., to Canada, in that sense, right? So when you're seeing it happen again, it's like more of a shock value for some, because they're like, oh, this is not true, but yeah, it's been true for the last 60, 70 years.
It is.
You know what I mean? So do they want to make change? Think if you're making a ton of money, would you really want to make change if you're making a ton of money?
That's what I'm trying to say from first. If people benefit from something, there's no change got to be around. Mm-hmm. They'll fight you to the core.
Of course.
Well, I think, we're coming to the end of our show here. Yeah. So I just want to say quickly, respect the farm workers.
Yeah.
When you're eating your fruits and smoking your tobacco, just know the hard work that's going into it.
There will be part 2 of this.
Part 2, definitely. Milo, just do a quick shout out, like 2 seconds. Yeah. Shout out the kids.
All right. Big up my family here in Canada. Big up my people in Jamaica.
Right.
Big up my friend. And big up Facey.
Right, Facey.
Big up the whole of Maxfield Avenue, 21 Marigold Avenue.
Okay.
Jungle.
All right. Miss Milo, shout out. Quick shout out. Oh, Miss Milo. Okay, quick shout out.
Shout out to my family at home. listening tonight.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. And want to thank you to Gems. Good night. Say good night, Gems.
Good night, everyone.
And it's your girl, Miss Jareen.
And this is Mr. I Am, and this has been the EIP Lounge. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
And tune in for Linky Links next on Street Talk. All right, thank you. We done?
We hope that you've enjoyed the EIP experience, a podcast for the people.
Hey, peace and blessings. This is Lucia D inviting you to join me each and every Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. for Honey Drop